Get ready to be inspired and entertained. Join me, your host, Debra Coco, on Just Give Me the Mic, which is a vibrant talk show where creativity shines. From local artists to world-renowned musicians, authors, poets, and community leaders, we dive deep into the stories that shape our culture. Whether it's a captivating author or visionary movie director, every episode is packed with engaging interviews and insightful conversations. So tune in and let me give you the mic. Uncover the voices that matter right here on Just Give Me the Mic.
Welcome. Thank you for joining the Just Give Me the Mic show tonight, everybody. I am so excited about tonight's show. This is a longtime friend of mine. I used to see when I first hit the pavement as Debra Coco in the streets. He was also out there rapping, doing his thing. And I'm happy to see his transition and to have him on the show tonight to talk about all the great things that has been happening in his career. Thank you for joining me, AJ. Gotta say AJ Jackson. Film director. You know, you just wear so many hats. Like, how's it going?
Debra, thanks for having me. Yeah, we go back. Way back like my hairline now, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, you know, going from rapping to film now, it has been an incredible journey. It's been an incredible journey. You know, being a rapper, coming from Harlem, you know, I was a graphic artist first, and then, you know, rap music led me to film. And I've worked on films like Oppenheimer, I've worked on Power Raising Kanan, I've worked on The Equalizer, Law and Order, like the list goes on. You can IMDb me, but you know, I have been blessed to do that, and for that door, for rap music to open that door, it was just an amazing
Incredible,
transition.
right? Because I mean, Charles Macy reached out to me. He was like, "You have to come to this red carpet premiere," and I'm like, "For who?" He's like, you know, he's like, Andrew Jackson. I'm like, why does that name sound familiar? And then when I came down and saw everything, I was just so happy. I was like so ecstatic for you the whole night. The whole production, the red carpet, the actors, your actresses, the film was so well done. I was so happy to be a part of that moment for you that night. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm happy we followed up with this interview. I mean, so like you said, you worked on so many shows, started out graphic designer. I guess you've always been creative, right? Graphic designer, then rapper, right? Did you get discouraged? What made you leave rapping, and what led you into film?
Well, first, I think every artist gets discouraged at some point.
At some point,
because when we take our art from being ours and we share it with the world, you never know how the world's going to look at it. So, you know, you might get discouraged. Someone's like, oh, I don't, you know, when I was a rapper, actually, as a kid, someone told me my voice. I still remember this person. This girl told me, she was like, you got good bars, but your voice, you don't got the voice for it. And then later on in life, I kept pushing, and my voice was what made people want to deal with me. So it was like, you know, you get discouraged, but you push through your discouragements. But then, you know, moving on from music, it just kind of, the money kind of got funny.
It did, right?
Money got funny, you know.
Was there a lot of money in music at that time? Was you making money? Was like you doing shows?
I was starting to like, so I became a local artist. You know, I got to that platform that I was doing shows, and we did start getting paid for shows and stuff like that to show up at places. And there was a lot of pay-to-play stuff that would happen too. But along the way, you know, streaming started.
Right.
So
streaming hurt a lot of artists.
Yeah, and LimeWire, I don't know, like I might be aging myself
that
right now.
That is, but that's what it was.
But like LimeWire and things like that, before it was whatever's going on now, Apple Music, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Spotify. And
Spotify before they really figured out how to like regenerate money.
Right.
That happened, and that kind of took the wind out of my sails with music, being just a solo artist with no real backup plan, like, you know. So along the way, one of my friends was a production assistant, and he was like, you know, Drew, you know how to be around artists, you know how to be around celebrities, you got this energy about you, so come play on set. And I stepped on my first job ever was Still Alice, and I worked with Julianne Moore. It was crazy.
Your
So this is the
first
movie.
job.
My
Okay.
first time ever stepping on a professional set.
Nice.
I stepped on a set with Julianne Moore, and that's the joint she won an Oscar for. So it was crazy. Like, I'm getting chills while I don't know if you can see it.
What
'cause
an
I got a jacket on.
opportunity.
But it was like she won an Oscar for this joint, and I stepped on set, and I didn't even know what the director of photography was. Like, someone was like, get him a coffee. That's the director of photography. And I was like, I thought there was only one director,
Right.
but there's two directors. So, you know, I started falling in love with film and seeing how film brought together the frames I saw in comic books and the music I was creating, and it all kind of found a place together in front of the camera and became art. So I fell in love with filmmaking and TV making in around 2014, and ever since it's been off to the races.
I love the whole magic of it.
Yeah, it's
you
magic.
know?
It's magic.
Seeing it on paper, next thing you know, you see it on film and putting all the different elements together, and you're just like, wow, that's what I love. You know,
you make 3 different movies too, so you write a movie, right, and then you shoot a movie, which is not the same thing that you wrote, right, because you have to make changes, and then when you edit the movie is where you find the movie. That's the movie that people really see, is the movie that you edit, because you might find new ways to put the story together when you shot after you shot it. So,
I'm so
that's so dope about film and TV work, is that there's still art being made, and it's such it's the most
the entire process, right?
Yeah, even if the vision isn't collaborative, like, because you have a director, you have a nucleus of but the work is collaborative. There's so many people's hands in every time you do something. Like as the director, I might ask one of my producers, hey, what's this? What do you think about this? And they're like, come at it from, throw a curveball instead of the spit, or the fastball. And I'll be like, okay, you know what, the curveball works.
Can help.
Yeah, to help me. And I was just gonna throw all these fastballs. And now we have this amazing piece of work every time we do it. And that Red Night Special, specifically, the one you came to see, that's my first feature that I put together with my hands and my team. And like, I feel like that's magic. That was magic. It don't make sense. Like how people, the audience, the people are responding that actually have seen the film are responding in a way. And I told it from a place like from where I'm from.
So you wrote it? Like, where'd you get the story from? You wrote the story?
So the first piece came from, like, it was always written as 3 short films.
Okay.
Right? So there's Red Night Special Chapter 1, which is on YouTube, and you could go watch that right now.
Now, that's the first one before Red Night Special. I had that confused.
Yeah, that's
so
why
yes.
It's not really Red Night Special 2, it's Red Night Special Red Rising.
Red Rising.
Right? So to have, like, be connected to it, but then just be another chapter within the same book, Red Night Special. The story is about a guy from Harlem, a hustler from Harlem, and I'm from Harlem, and I grew up around these hustlers. Those were my superheroes.
Right. People that you see in your own neighborhoods,
in my neighborhood, I still go back. My mom still lives in Harlem now, and I still go back to Harlem and see, the people that saw me grow up.
That's beautiful.
So basically the story comes from different pieces of my life, different pieces of the things I saw. I wrote the movie like I would write one of my rap songs.
I was going to ask you, did your writing, being a rapper and writing music, did that transfer over into your filmmaking? Did that help you? I know you have to change style, not exactly the same style, but being a writer of music, did that help you with writing for film as well?
Yeah, of course. I come from... Music is different every time, and generationally it changes, right? But during the time when I was really into hip hop music, we had storytellers. Like Big was a storyteller. You know what I mean? Like Jay's a storyteller. Like these guys are not
Slick Rick.
Yeah, Slick Rick. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So now I don't know if it's really about beginning, ending, middle, storytelling in rap music, because I don't really listen to the new stuff.
No, I don't think most songs I don't find follow that kind of format anymore.
But that part helped me understand how it's story structured. So I knew that I had to have a start somewhere. It had to be a middle, and we have to end it somewhere.
Right.
You know, so knowing that and understanding that in my head, I was able to put something down. You know, I want to start here. It's from Harlem, and you know, whatever happens at the end, I don't want to reveal that. But you know.
Yeah, because that's a big decision. Okay, it's like, okay, I want to do film, but what do I want to tell? What story do I want to tell first, right? So you came up with the story, 3 parts, you said. So now, is it still going to be 3 parts, or is it down to 2 now?
It's bigger. So the idea of Redneck Special is so much bigger.
I can definitely see some sequels.
Yeah, oh yeah, so,
definitely.
So we definitely have some spinoffs in our pocket. The next one I'm developing is Redneck Special El Tapón, which is based on the character, the Spanish cartel boss
she
character.
was good.
Yeah,
She
so
was good.
It's gonna be like what? So I don't want to reveal too much.
But
when you watch the film,
yes.
you'll understand why it goes into that.
Yes.
You know where the conclusion of that film is, and
But you can see even the way it ended, you can see how that could pick up and take off. Just from her perspective, like from her story.
While still telling the other pieces of the story too, still because there are other cast members that also their stories continue and go into different places.
Like the gentleman that was in prison.
Yeah.
He could come out and have a whole...
exactly.
Yeah,
so
you have a lot of different avenues.
There's a
you
lot
could go
of different avenues to go.
Yeah.
So once we so it started off as 3 shorts, and I did the first short. Then I put the second 2 shorts together into one.
Okay.
But then we saw that we can branch out into, you know. I mean,
so gotta look out for multiples now. Well, let's show the trailer real quick so people can see what we're talking about.
Right.
So check out this trailer and we'll be right back to talk about more.
This is a business, man. You've always been a little boy, Red. Or should I call you Tyrone? Isn't that what your crackhead mother used to call you? Yes, the bed Tyrone.
That's where you're going. Aren't you pissed about Tyrone anyways?
It's me. It's me. It's your baby Tyrone.
Tyrone? Ernest's son.
Your son too, huh? The hell? Selling drugs to my mom's now?
A crackhead is a crackhead.
Why don't you go hug me up? So if you want to be a boss, you got to hustle like you.
Let's get it.
I'm in a league of my own, I told them. Ice in my chains that remind me I'm the coldest. Ice in my veins, leave your whole block frozen. Too much on the line, so I can't lose focus.
Got something big coming up. Need your help.
I'm good, man. Good.
Oh, I'm in.
What's up, Tiff? I can't do this shit no more, right? Red owes me this money.
I love Tiffany. Shut up.
Telling you, y'all have to come out and see the movie. Matter of fact, we're going to give y'all some details about an upcoming premiere that you could come to in New Jersey, but I told y'all, it's a lot going on. I love it. So how do you feel now that you've put out your first, this is your first production,
my
your baby.
personal,
How do you
my
feel
personal,
about the whole process? Like, what's some of your takeaways from that experience?
Well, I mean, it was it took us 2.5 years to kind of put it together because there was a writer's strike and there was an actor's strike and, you know, editing takes longer. It's probably the longest part
Yes.
is editing. You know, sitting there and you have the story, and then I got my cut, and then I gave the cut to the editor, and the editor just he's well, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it that way? And then you have your producers that come in and like, well, why don't you do this? And then you have reshoots, and it's
a process.
It's a process. I feel good that this is done, and that people are the biggest part about it. And I'll refer to that night, because that was my night that I got to see how people responded to the piece. And when people stayed for 35 and 40 minutes after.
I was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was
just
there.
talking about how much they enjoyed watching this film. You know, it wasn't like people storming out. Like, I can't wait to get home. I can't believe I came and saw my friend's independent film. No, they enjoyed it. And that was the biggest piece of anything.
And it didn't feel like an independent film.
Yeah,
it really did. And it felt like it was backed by a big MGM lion or something crazy.
I love that.
Yeah, it really did. It came across really well, you know?
Well, I'm a pro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to.
You have that
say,
eye. You have that experience. You've been on sets. You know.
So yeah, I've been in the room with all of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if I had to say, I've been in a room with Mario Van Peebles.
Wow.
And right next to him while he's picking his shots and understanding how he's talking to these actors. And then the same thing with Nolan.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if it was as short-lived with Nolan, I mean, look, we got the award, we got the W with him, and just being able to be in that room.
Wow.
While you're giving it, so your eyes developed, and then I took these classes.
Oh yeah, you said you went to NYU.
Yeah,
right.
I took NYU classes. So once that really knowing the rules of how film works and not just shooting things for no reason and understanding. And then, I self-study too. I read.
Right.
Which is something that it's an art that people don't really, if you see on my nightstand next to my bed, there is a stack of books.
That's great.
Like this,
That's
directing
great.
actors, directing this, I'm reading books by Sidney Lumet.
Right.
That are really explaining how to do these things.
YouTube is good, but I mean, you still got to go down to the basics sometimes, Right.
And I don't have no problem with it, but I come from that school too.
Yeah, me too.
I come from that school where, I spent writing in my notebook, rhyme after rhyme so I had to perfect my craft. It's all about the craft for me. It's all about
and you have a
making
strong team. I like that too. You have a lot of people around you that I could see really believe in your vision. And they really enjoyed working with you. Like, the actors were so happy. I was talking and listening to people behind the scenes, and the way they talked about the experience being on set with you and the things that they've learned, and having the opportunity to show different ranges in their acting abilities. I thought that was great too, as you as a film director. You know?
Wow. So some of this stuff that you're saying is like my first time hearing it, because I'm living it. So it's seeing it through other people's eyes.
Because I went basically by myself, right?
Yeah.
So I get there, I'm networking, and I'm talking to people, and I'm hearing conversations. I'm a part of conversations. And me knowing you, like I said, that made the night even more greater for me, because I'm like, wow, he's really built a lane for himself. He got people that's around him, that's here supporting him, that believe in him and talking great about him, and want to see you do good. That's another thing.
Do good too. I want to see them. My company, 2O Nation, right? So my name is Andrew Jackson. I'll just explain it for people. Andrew Jackson is on the $20 bill. He was the 7th president of the United States. So that's why everybody in the hood, 2O, 2O.
Right.
We.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
After all these years. We finally put it together.
But 2O Nation is my company that I put together after, and our slogan is Together We Win.
Oh.
Because I feel like no one person wins by themselves. We all got to win together, and that's the problem. I feel like we're moving into a place where it's individualism, where it should be togetherism, and if that's even a word,
yeah, it is.
But at the end of the day, we should all be together. So I want to see the actors win. I want to see them grow. So I met most of them on professional sets and was like, okay, you're doing this. And they were like, hey, but I really want to do this. And I was like, okay, let me give you a chance to do this, because I really want to do this too.
Right.
And we made that magic together, because just like they believed in me, I believed in them, and you could that translated.
It translated.
You telling me?
Yeah, it translated most definitely.
Yeah, so
because there's so many filmmakers out here today, they don't have producers. You know, they're the filmmaker. They wear all those hats. You know, they don't have
It
like a
starts
team.
like that.
It does. It does start like that. So to be fortunate enough to come out and have a backing like you have is great. You know.
I mean, so. The truth is, what you see now, yes, this is my first feature, but you don't see the work. Like, you got to say, me rapping, me meeting those people. Like I said, some of the people I deal with now, today, are people I met back when I was rapping.
In your career,
you know,
right.
so it was like, okay, wow. And then blown away, like, I see where you are now, so how'd you get there? Let's figure out how to make these things happen. So
Right.
you might not see all of the work that we put in back there.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a
all
lot
connected.
of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work.
You start out by yourself. Like as a rapper, I was making the beats. I was rapping. I was
Writing,
booking the show.
producing.
I was doing all of that.
You was doing
And
that long before, right?
Film is hard to do that kind of stuff because to be the guy behind the camera and be the guy in front of the camera. And I think I had my time in front of the camera. I understand that this is all necessary, but this is not what I desire to put out. I want to see other people. I want to make my magic with that. And I want to be behind the camera and talking about the moves and how the nuances of how the actors say their words.
Right.
And I want to see them do their thing and show their talent. And that's what they all got to do that.
That's the beauty of
They all
it.
got to do that.
So let's talk about the event you have coming up.
So thank you. So June 25th, we are doing the Newark premiere. So the
Okay,
film
there you
will be
go.
playing in Newark at the Cityplex 12 Theater. There'll be 2 showings. My friend Galen, his film Stardom also is going to show that night. So I'm going to play his, he's another director, a local director that I met on Raising Cain in Power. And he was a PA and he was like, I direct. You know, and I was like, okay, let me see something. And he has a film that's pretty good.
Okay.
So we're gonna play his film that night as well.
So his will be shown early and then
Yeah.
yours will be after.
So I
Okay.
think we're gonna do a 6 p.m. showing of Red Night Special, so people could come in, and then we're gonna do a 7:30 showing of Stardom, and then we'll show Red Night Special again.
Okay.
And then have the cast come in or crew, whomever is there, will come in and do a Q&A at the end, like last time.
So where can they go get tickets for this? I know they can't unless they have their phones out when they're watching this to scan it. But where can they go online?
There's an Eventbrite page.
Okay.
Red Night Special,
Okay.
Red Rising. Look for it on Eventbrite or on our social media. It's all on my social media at Mr. 20 on Instagram. Andrew Mr. 20 Jackson on Facebook. You can find it. ToolNation.com. It's all out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give us some takeaways from your first experience. What is one thing that you probably had to deal with that you didn't anticipate while making the film?
Being broke. No,
it's a lot to pay for. It's a lot to pay for.
There's so much. Because it's not over now. I mean,
because when you're setting up premiere, even after, right? When you're doing premiere, it's more money, right?
Yeah. So what most people don't know, and maybe I'm putting some knowledge on it, is that whatever you spend on the money on a movie, you usually spend the same amount promoting the movie. So that's why if you look at like box offices when they're like, oh, these movies didn't, and you're like, this movie made $150 million,
right?
But then it also costs 125. Yeah. but double that. So now it costs, $280 to make, $280 million to make because they had to promote it. They had to pay for it in theaters. They had to put it out there. They had to have the cast outside.
Right.
That all costs money. So
that's all.
I think that those are the big things, like, being out here pushing your film as much as you want because you don't want to end up being just another fish in a pond.
Right.
You got to do the work. Do the work. Just do whatever work. You get back.
So after you do the premiere, what platform can they find it on?
So right now, we're gonna do at least 2 more premieres. I think we're gonna do like another private screening during the summer, and then we're gonna try to do another one in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. That's right. Spread around.
Get it out there, and then by fall have it streaming on different platforms. But we'll let people know what's going on with that.
Okay.
As far as where they can see it. If they don't come out and see it, come out and see it.
Yeah, come out and see it. Catch it live.
It's
talk
different.
to the actors.
There's going to be someone that's going to tell you, I saw this on the big screen, and you're like, oh, I should have.
Yes.
I should have saw it on the big
Yeah, it's nothing like the energy. I don't care. I know you can have Netflix, Tubi, all these things. It's still nothing like going to the theater and seeing it live. You know, right there in your face in the theater. I still like the old school way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I loved it. I go to the movies all the time.
Me too. I love theater. I love the movies, and that's all good. Well, I thank you. Is there anything you would like for the... Matter of fact, tell us what the theme of the movie is about. I know you started off saying Harlem. You know, it's about... we never got that out.
So just going back, so the movie is about a hustler named Ray and the choices he makes that lead him to his untimely demise. You know, it's just about growing up in Harlem, things like that. A lot of twists and turns, drug dealers and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that happen in the movie, but it is a tragedy.
Yeah.
It is a tragedy, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. But a lot is going to come out of this movie, so you better stay tuned, you know, for it. And go check it out and support. And follow Andrew Jackson on all social media platforms to get all the latest updates and find out what's going on and find out where you could go see the upcoming premieres and things that's happening with you and your company. You also have the website link, 20nation.com, so you can go there.
I'm looking for people all the time, so I'm easy to reach. You know, DM me, hit me on the website. Find my email. You can check me on IMDb, wherever you get me. Like, let's work. I'm out to do work, man. Let's work.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you so much success.
I appreciate
Not
it.
because you're my friend, but, you know, I just wish you well. Because, I mean, the vision of it. I just love visionary work. I want to see what you have coming up next. So I'm going to stay tuned. I'm going to keep watching.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yes. So we'll be right back with our next guest. Don't go nowhere. Thank you for tuning in to the Just Give Me the Mic show. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we love bringing it to you. Now don't forget to catch us on Optimum TV and the MNN2 network every Sunday night. Check your local listings for the times. And for bookings or to share your thoughts, shoot us an email at justgivemethemic12@gmail.com. And let's keep that creativity flowing. And we'll see you the next time on the Just Give Me the Mic show.